Hi everyone, I'm Marla from the North Riverside Public Library. You can usually find me in adult services, either at the reference desk or the circulation desk some nights, running programs, or you can find me in the back room working on the computer. Uh, in May, I was supposed to do a cooking essentials course that taught everybody about three main appliances: the air fryer, the Instant Pot, and the slow cooker. I was going to teach you how to use them, the similarities and differences between them, and what foods they would be best for. Obviously, that's not going to happen this May, so instead we're running a three-part virtual program. We're going to start with the air fryer. Personally, the air fryer is my favorite. I probably use it at least 5 times a week, probably more now that we're in isolation. I have 3 young boys, so I'm always using this to either throw French fries in. I can cook hot dogs from frozen that come out just like they came off a grill. You can throw tater tots, pizza puffs, pizza rolls, practically anything you can make in here, especially fast food like that. The best part is air fryers don't require oil to cook, so it just uses hot air to circulate through, and it comes out as if you fried it, but with less oil. So it's healthier for you. It's going to give you less fat, less calories, because you're not using all that oil that you would be using otherwise. So I have the Instant Vortex 6. It's a 6-quart. This is actually an Instant Pot brand air fryer. I used to have a smaller generic brand, and I fell in love with it so much, but it was smaller and it was more circular, and I really needed a bigger one. So I picked this up as a Black Friday deal at Walmart for $50. So it's very big. It's 6 quarts. It's square. This comes out. So this is your grate. This is what separates the oil and the fat that your food gives off from your food. So your food's not going to be sitting in its own grease. So this is really good for bacon. It's good for dark meat chicken, burgers, things that give off all that grease. All of that's going to sit at the bottom, so your food's not sitting in it. Now, my air fryer has several functions that some air fryers might not, but I'm going to walk you through them. So here we have our original air fry button. This is what you're going to use for most things. I really only use this button, but you can use others. If your air fryer has a roast button, so this is really good for like pork loin or pork roast. There's a bake button, so you can make like desserts. I've made cookies in it before. I've made fried Oreos. You can make things in this. This is an Instant Pot sized springform pan. It's very small. You can use any other pan too, but this is just going to fit right in here. You can make brownies, cake. When you get your air fryer, it's most likely going to come with an instruction manual, and that will give you recipes in it as well that you can try out, which will include some desserts. There's also a reheat button, which is just really great for like leftovers. I am not a cold French fry person, but I have reheat French fries in here with a couple spritz of oil and a little salt, and they've actually come out really good. I also have a time button and a temperature button, of course, because this is how you're going to gauge your recipe. So today we're going to walk through how to make chicken wings, just like buffalo wings, in your Instant Pot or your air fryer. Instant Pot air fryer. So I have a gigantic bag of chicken wings. It's literally a 10-pound bag of chicken wings, and I get this at Costco. And they are individually sectioned. So your drums are separate from your flats. So they're individually frozen, which makes them really easy for you to just take a handful and just throw them in the air fryer, and that's it. So my favorite part about this is that you just leave it. If you were cooking bacon on your stovetop, you're going to have to sit there, you're going to have to flip your bacon, you're going to have to make sure it's not spitting, make sure it's not burning. I switched to baking my bacon, which also came out good, but you're still gonna have all that grease. So here you don't have to watch it. You just set a timer, it stops on its own, and your food's not gonna sit in that grease. So my Instant Pot will preheat when I set the time and temperature. If your air fryer does not do that, you can go ahead and just preheat it manually by putting it on 2 to 3 minutes on the highest temperature. Usually it goes up to 400 degrees. That's going to preheat all this metal. It's going to get that air flowing through it so that you preheat your air fryer. Mine's already preheated, but it'll preheat again anyways. Now, when you throw things in your air fryer, you want to keep it to one layer if you can. Certain things like French fries, this is big, so I can get away with just one layer of French fries to feed, most of us. You'd have to use trial and error. You can probably do about 2 layers as long as you make sure that you cook it long enough and you're taking it out and you're kind of just shaking and flipping your basket every so often to make sure that all your French fries are going to come out crunchy. Otherwise, your top layer is going to get crunchy and the middle layer is going to be like mushy stuff. I'm going to fit about 15 chicken wings in here. So I have about 15 chicken wings in here. It's about 1 full layer. You just put them in frozen. Honestly, there's no thawing. You just throw your stuff in here frozen and it's going to cook so fast and it's going to come out just as if you grilled it or fried it. I'm going to hit the air fry button because that's what I want to do. And for frozen chicken time, I'm going to set it to 25 minutes on 375. Now this might vary by whatever air fryer you have. Again, you're going to go through your instruction manual. You're going to look at the recipes it gives you. You're going to look at recipes on Pinterest, recipes.com. If you have an air fryer recipe book, we have some at the library. You can contact us. We can help you find some. It might vary a little bit by air fryer depending. I'm going to go with 25 minutes. My air fryer, because it's an Instant Pot brand, tells me to flip it a little more than halfway through. If your air fryer doesn't do that, you want to set it to 15 minutes, and then after 15 minutes, then you're going to flip them. Temperature 375, and start. So mine's going to preheat again. I'm really not that worried about it. It's just a couple minutes. So your air fryer lets off all this heat in the back. There's like a fan, an exhaust that lets out all the heat. Make sure that you are not too close to anything flammable or able to be melted. I actually made that mistake with my Keurig coffee maker. I left the air fryer in front of it, but too close. And I was having trouble closing my Keurig, and I couldn't figure out why. And a couple days later, it got really hard to close. And I realized it was because I was using my air fryer like directly in front of it, and it was actually warping my Keurig. So it still works, but you have to like slam it down. So I'm going to let this go until it tells me to flip, and then I'm going to come back. I'm going to show you how to flip them, how they're looking, and then I have a variety of sauces and seasonings. So I have a buffalo wing sauce, Asian zing from Buffalo Wild Wings, honey barbecue from B-Dogs, and then we're going to do a mixed dry rub of lemon pepper and we're gonna throw steak seasoning in it. This is probably my favorite dry rub besides a Caribbean jerk, but because we are in isolation, I don't have the ingredients for that right now. So we're gonna come back and it's time to flip. Okay, so right now the air fryer is telling me to turn the food. It's beeping. Again, if you don't have an air fryer that's going to tell you to do that, you want to go about 15 minutes and then flip them. Ooh, they look so good. Okay, so for the most part, they are pretty cooked. They're definitely not frozen. They have this really crispy skin on them. So the skin is getting nice and crispy how we want it. I actually bought this specific air fryer because, oops, I gotta flip these. I actually bought this specific one because it had really good reviews on people making their own rotisserie chickens. So that, like, I'm a big Costco rotisserie chicken person. I will sit in my car and eat a rotisserie chicken with my hands. So when I found out that I could do rotisserie chickens in this, I was sold. Okay, so these are all flipped. You can just tell the skin's a little less crispy on this side. So I'm going to put them back in for the rest of the time. And then I'm going to come back and show you how to sauce them 2 different ways. Okay, so if you can't see, because it looks kind of blurry on my end, but the air fryer is now counting down seconds. So when it hits 1 minute, then it's going to start counting down to 59, 58, 57, and so forth. We got about 10 seconds left. So I'm going to start pouring my sauces. Now, you could use if you're going to use separate sauces when you're serving them, you could use one big bowl and then wipe it out and then use another sauce. For the purpose of this video, I might do that. I have 4 bowls ready. It's just dishes, right? We're all doing enough dishes in quarantine, right? Ooh, this smells good. Okay, so this is honey barbecue. Whew, from B-Dubs. We're just going to toss a little in there. I made 15 wings. I guess I should have made 16 because I have 4 different sauces. I was originally going to do 5 and then I didn't. So, all right. Look at these. So the other side has crisped up so good. Oh my God. I don't even know how to show you guys. These are just, they look so amazing. They smell so good. They're crispy. Like you can hear the crunch when you pick them up. And they're not going to be dry at all. They're going to be so juicy inside. Okay, sorry, I'm really excited. So I'm just going to toss them right in the sauce. We're going to do 4 of them and throw them in there with the sauce. You're just going to give them a toss. Just like you would normally use your common sense to sauce them. Or so I would hope. Toss them around. Now, if this is how you want to eat them, that's fine. They are fully cooked. You can eat them like this if you prefer. If you would like to, here is the other way you can sauce them. You can sauce them like this. You can throw them back in the air fryer for 2 to 3 minutes on each side. I would do 2 minutes on each side. I wouldn't do actually longer than that. And then the sauce will actually bake into the chicken. So I can show you that too. So there's that. I used a lot of sauce on that one, so I'm going to try not to use a lot of sauce on the rest. Go to Old Buffalo wing sauce. Buffalo's probably my favorite if you can handle the heat because it uses a lot less sugar and a lot less chemicals like some of these other sauces use. Or like a garlic parmesan is really good. But I am not doing that either tonight because I don't have any. I do have Parmesan cheese, but we're eating a lot of spaghetti lately, and my kids eat Parmesan cheese on everything because they're so picky. So I'm not wasting any of that. Okay. Buffalo wings. Next sauce is is our Asian Zing. It's brand new. Ooh, this one's got some like chunky ginger in it. Some red pepper flakes, it looks like. I'm not a B-dubs person. I've gone there probably 3 times my entire life. I don't know. I think that they're overpriced. I think this bag of wings at Costco, it might cost $20. It's a 10-pound bag of wings. I've had it for like what seems like forever now. And I eat wings a lot, especially when I eat like a ketogenic diet. Obviously, you're not going to sauce them like this. Buffalo sauce is okay. All this Asian Zing sugary stuff is not. Or you can do the dry rub, which I'm about to do right now. So I love rotisserie chicken. I love chicken wings, chicken legs, chicken thighs, just like all of it. So for this one, we'll throw that little guy in there. I'm going to do a dry rub of lemon pepper and steak seasoning. I'm actually going to give them a couple squirts of cooking spray. This is avocado oil this was avocado oil spray, but it ran out, so I've just been reloading it with my normal avocado oil. If you're going to use spray in your air fryer, so some things you do want to use spray in. So like if you're making French fries, you might want to give it a couple squirts because it is going to give them that crunchy outside that you want. It's still healthier than deep frying them, okay? It's a couple squirts of oil. It's not going to kill you. You don't want to use aerosol. So you don't want to use like the continuous sprays because that has a chemical in it, the accelerant, that's actually going to like tear off your non-stick coating on here. So it's not going to last as long. So I'm going to give these just a couple sprays. I'm going to throw in my steak seasoning. I know, steak seasoning on chicken, it's blasphemous, but honestly, it's just so good. And like these are like all these steak seasoning. It's not even anything like extremely special. And I'm going to give it a dash of lemon pepper because I love lemon pepper. If you want to throw these in for another 2 minutes to bake, you can. If you don't, it's up to you. It's really going to like coat them in though. I have one little lonely guy here that I'm going to throw in the Asian, I think. Because I think no, it's not working. I'm going to throw it in the honey barbecue. Okay, so I have all these wings back in my air fryer. We're going to put them on air fry. I'm going to put them on 2 minutes, literally 2 minutes. I'm going to turn that temp up to like 385 though, because you kind of want to like broil it in a sense. Okay, so give me a second. I'm going to flip them after 2 minutes. So you don't need to watch me flip them. I'm just going to do it on both sides and then you can see how they look afterwards.
Spicy.
Okay, so I threw them in. About 2 minutes on each side, maybe a little less. You don't want to overcook them. You just want to make it so that the sauce like bakes into them if that's what you're trying to do. So they're not as wet and sloppy. You're getting more of like baking that flavor into the crispy skin. Here's our dry rub. So these smell amazing, and I have an assortment of wings here. And I probably should not be eating these before bed. Like I said, I have 3 small children, so making a video during the day was not going to happen. But I have my ranch, I have my wings, and I cannot wait to dig in. They are very hot, so I can't show you the insides. I promise they're cooked. It's gonna fall off the bone. I make these all the time. I love them. This was the air fryer episode. I'm going to do the Instant Pot next in 2 weeks. I'm really excited for that one. I don't know what I'm going to cook yet. So if you have requests on what you want to see me cook in the Instant Pot, if you're interested, let me know and I will take it into consideration. Have a great night, everyone. Stay safe.